Hello, welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. This week is week 10 of our weekly tangles, and I'm still a little bit behind. It's been an interesting week with the weather. It was really warm, about 80 degrees, and now the temperature is dropping. So I don't know about you, but that always makes me a little bit tired. But I'm here and playing a little catch up. So week 10, I thought we'd take a look at something a little different. A, a seed tangle called Ratoon, and it's often demonstrated with um, beginning with six little seed shapes. But I'm just going to demonstrate it beginning with three little seed shapes. All right, so for this project, we'll need some different equipment as well. But we'll definitely need to start with our black pen, our number two pencil, and our tortillon. And I am using a 3Z tile, a white one. And you don't have to have a 3Z. You could do this in your sketchbook or on computer paper. You could use a regular tile as well. In addition to these tools, I also do have some colored pencils and gel pens in different colors. And you can pick your favorite colors when it comes time. All right, let's get started. So we're going to just start directly with our black pen. Um, and we're kind of working off of the center here. No need to measure, you can just guess. And we're just drawing a little circle, it's a little smaller than the cap of my pen here. And then I think I will aura around that. And then I'm going to start with my seed shapes. So, like I said, I am going to do three seed shapes. You can do this tangle with any number of them, but when you're starting out, it's easier if there are less of them. All right, I am going to put my seed shapes kind of pointing towards the side, not the point. So I'm going to do one for each side. They're roughly the same size. Again, no need to measure. So we have our first three seed shapes, and you can see they kind of make a triangle shape themselves. And then we need three more seed shapes, and these are going to be not connected to our circle, but kind of above it and in between the other seeds. So these ones are actually going to point towards the points. Like that. So we started with three seed shapes and then we added three more, and these also form a triangle. So we have a total of six. And then here's where it gets kind of fun because we're going to be connecting um, the seed shapes, which is a high focus activity. So you really want to pay attention to what you're doing. So pick any one of these seed shapes and start on the outside of that seed shape. Go around, and we're going to loop over to the end, the point of the seed that's kind of to the right and above that. We're going to rotate. We're going to do that again. So starting on the outside or around that seed, I'm going to kind of loop back and connect with the point of the seed that's to the right and above that. And we'll do that again. Like that. Now it gets a little loopier, but we're going to start again on the left of the seed shape, but this time we're starting with the one that's um, above. So a little to that left or around the seed shape. And then we're going to keep doing our aura all the way around the seed shape, but we're going to come back and match up to the top of the seed that's below and to the left. So you have this really nice kind of loopy shape here. All right, let's do that again. So we've got a pair of seeds, and we're going to start a little to the left here of the one on top, and we're going to aura around it, aura around that seed, and we're going to bring that all the way over to the point of the seed shape that's below and to the left. And we're going to do that one more time. Aura around. Keep going around and come all the way back to the top of that seed shape. And I actually kind of like the look of this right here. And you could stop there, but we're going to keep going here. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Spring allergies, I guess. So from here, we are going to pick up from this outer edge here. And we're not going to draw through. We're going to kind of jump over. And our goal is to go from here over to this area here. So it would kind of match up with the top of that seed shape. So you're going from the upper left now to the lower right. We're going to do that again. So we've got one here that's like an upper left, and it's going over to this seed shape here, which is on your right. And one last time. And then once you've done that, you're going to pick up from the point or the inside. And then we're going to follow that all the way over. So it's kind of Hollabaugh style, if you're familiar with that. So the same thing we're following. If you see this here, maybe not think of that as a seed, but following this line here, you're just doing an aura of that line coming around that seed shape. Same thing here. We've got this line, this curved line here, and we're just going to aura around that line, which makes it come around that seed shape. And then we're done. So this one takes a lot of practice and a lot of focus. And that's why I kind of like to start with just the three and the three. Um, when I first started or tried to do this tangle, and I tried it with the six on the inside and the six on the outside, I did get a little lost. So it might take a couple of tries, but it's definitely a fun tangle. And once you get the hang of it, then it then with practice it's so much easier. All right, now I'm gonna put the cap on the black pen. And so this is the Tangle Ratoon. And you might be wondering what that means, Ratoon. And it's actually it's a new shoot or a sprout springing from the base of a crop plant. And that's kind of the meaning of it, because this was a new tangle that was launched in Zen Again 2018. And their theme was had to do with planting seeds, I guess. I, I was not able to attend that one, but it sounds like it would have been a lot of fun. So once we have that, we could stop there and just go ahead and shade and color that in. But I thought I would pair this with another tangle. And in our toolbox of tangles, we have some that are kind of like go-to tangles. And you'll develop your own preferences. But I'm going to pair this with Arukas. And we're just going to go off of this tangle and go straight into it there. And I am switching colors. So instead of black, I'm going to use an orange jelly roll. And I like the really bright color of this orange one. And I'm going to be going off of the three points there. So I'm just going to go with a straight line. Oops, hold on. There we go. Sometimes they dry out a little bit. I'm just going to go straight up with the line and then aura that line. And I'm going to do that for all three points. Like that. And then I am going to aura all the way around my ratoon. You can start between any two lines that you want. And I am just doing an aura back up to this line there. And then I'm going to skip over, not ink through, skip over just like we do with Hollabah. And keep going with my auras. It's a little different working with the 3Z tiles. All right, once we went around once, then we are going to aura our lines again, our straight lines, or I kind of think of them as rays, like a sun's rays. Once we have those in, I am going to aura again. And you could do this all in black and it's going to look really awesome too. I just thought I would use some different colors and experiment with that. Um, all right, let me make sure this is focusing in. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with more straight lines. So we're alternating between the straight lines and kind of the curved auras there. And if it goes off the tile, that's fine. Just kind of air draw over and finish that off. All right. And then I'm going to add some more lines where I can. And it's getting a little tight over here in this corner, so I can't really add anything more over here. Like that. And this one just gets a little bit in here. All right. And this one gets a little bit over here because we can't put any more over there. I'm just kind of trying to finish this off. All right. Here we go. And at this point, I'm going to do a little shading. So I'm going to take my number 2 pencil and I'm just going to add a little shading, maybe in these areas that are underneath some of the loops. There's not a lot of shading here. And that's probably all I'm going to do for our Ratoon. I'm going to blend that out. Let's see. I think I missed this area here. All right, and then I'll go back in with that. And I actually want to add a little color. So for the Ratoon, I am going to go in with some greens. So very lightly, I've got, and this is Crayola. It's just green. And I am just doing following one side with the green. So for this one, it starts to the left of the lower seed and it loops over to the right of the upper seed. Like that. Just want to make sure I have a really nice layer of the green on there. That. And then I'm going to take yellow green. So I have two shades of green. So if you're not into green, you could use two shades of something else. And then I'm basically coloring the loop that's left. So it starts to the left of the upper seed and comes down and loops to the right of the one that's below and to the right of it. So we have a little variation in our colors here. And I forgot to loop around this one. That's okay. We can get that now. All right. Just go back in and darken that a little bit. Like that. And then I am going to go in and burnish my colored pencil with the yellow. So I very much like to add a second or even a third layer if I can when I'm coloring. It just makes it so much more saturated and pretty. And I'm doing that for both the yellow green and the green. I'm just going over it with the yellow. If you have extra time um, before jumping to the yellow over the green, you could do the spring green over the green and then add yellow if you'd like. So we have this nice subtle variation with the greens there. And then I think I'm going to go in and do some shading on the Arukas. So I'm going to come in on the side. You could go shade the rays going up, but I'm coming in off of the side of the rays. Often there's um, different ways of shading a tangle. You can experiment with shading different areas and decide what you like best. But for today, I'm going in off of the side here. But if you want to try going straight up, that's fine too. And then once I have that done, I'm also going to add a little bit of shading in these areas that are like valleys. So I'm putting a little shading in those areas. And this is very light pressure, very, very light pressure. And once you're happy with that, you can come in with your tortillon and blend these out. And remember, you can always go back and add more layers of graphite. So if you're not sure, always start very light because you can always add more. What you really can't do is go backwards and go from very dark to very light. Got those shaded in, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of blending out here. Just kind of gives it a little bit of depth or texture. All right, so something else I'd like to add is because we have these white areas here and in here. So I am just going to fill in with my favorite Prata, and I'll start that in the center here. Um, and it's another tangle in my toolbox. Just start with a little like cursive C and just aura around it. And you can do that also in these shapes as well. Or you can just leave it blank or fill in your favorite um, other tangle, or maybe do some striping or something like that. Or completely ink it in. That's another way to go. So I've got that filled in like that. And then I think another option would be to ink in our seed shapes. So I'm going to use my gel pen, and this is a gold one. I am using a gold one. So I'm just going to ink that in. Again, this is optional. Just trying to give you options. Um, so if you want to watch me and see how it turns out, so you can decide before you actually do yours, um, that's totally fine. If you want to just go ahead and ink it in with me along the way, that's awesome too. So I've got a little bit of this gold shimmer here. And some of you that have followed me for a long time, you know that I love my metallics and my glitter. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave that as is, although you could ink that in maybe with a black as well or another gel pen. And this is our little tangle a project for week 10. We're done already. So kind of easy, kind of hard. It's a combination of the two because Ratoon is definitely challenging. But then we paired it with Arukas, which is goes pretty quickly with the auras. And we kind of have the colors of Ireland here because St. Patrick's Day is coming up. So we've got um, our greens, our orange, and some white in there. And we added our bonus color of the gold metallic. So play around with this. And once you've mastered Ratoon with 3, then I would expand out to adding more seed fragments to start, seed shapes to start, and work your way up from there. You could even do a border with it, get kind of fancy with that. All right, let's fill out our back here. Put my name on here, and it is the 16th already. Oops, that's a 5. It's our weekly tangle for 2025, and it's number 10, I believe. And so our number 10 was Ratoon um, by Zentangle. And then we also had our bonus tangle this week was Arukas, which is also by Zentangle. All right. That is awesome. And you can put your initials in there. Let me think, like, where would I put my initials for this one? And I am just going to go in with my orange pen and maybe tuck it into, let's see, where do I want to tuck it in? Maybe into one of these curved areas like that. So yeah, I would call that done. All right, awesome. Um, I'll be back in a day or two with our week 11 so that we can catch up and be all caught up. Um, and I just want to wish everyone a happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. I kind of feel like everyone's a little bit Irish on St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, and I'll see you soon. And I just wanted to say I'm so proud of all of you for um, exploring your creativity and discovering the artist within, because I feel like we each do have an artist within us. So thank you for joining me on this journey. And remember, I love you guys. Bye.